Hi guys, welcome back to another video, or your first video here, I don't know. Welcome if you're new here, welcome either way. This video is going to be my March book unhaul for 2023, and I have quite a number of books to get into. Let me just count them. I have 23 books to talk to you about, so let's get into those. Firstly, we have a book that I also bought in this month, and that is Skinner Cat, a play by, I don't know how to pronounce that, Isley Lynn. I'm really sorry if I'm butchering that name. This was a play that I bought, read, and decided to get rid of. I thought it was just kind of fine. You have 3 actors in here, 1 person playing the main character, 1 female actor playing all the other women characters, and 1 male actor playing all the other male characters. I thought it was very cleverly done, but honestly it just didn't grab me all that much, and I will talk about it more in my wrap up, but this was just fine. Next we have a whole comic series that I'm getting rid of. Let me find book number 1. There we go. And that is Tegami Bachi, or Letter B. So this is a series where I read the first volume and really enjoyed it when I was younger, and so over time I've been collecting the others, but in rereading this it didn't capture my attention in the same way, and so I'm getting rid of the entire series. Why do I do this and waste so much money? I think that from this point on I'm probably going to read series online and then decide whether or not I want to buy them once I've actually completed the series, because this has been ridiculous. But this follows a sort of post-apocalyptic world where there are people who are tasked with delivering things from settlement to settlement, and these are very highly dangerous jobs because there are monsters and it's very hard to survive in between the existing settlements. And we are following 1 person who has been tasked with collecting a letter, and when they get there they find that that letter ends up being a child. So it was a very interesting setup, but just not for me, and yeah, I'm getting rid of all of these. Next I have 2 books that, as I was going through my read shelves, I decided that I don't need to keep, and that is the Swan Kingdom by Zoe Marriott and Reckless by Cornelia Funke. So both of these I really enjoyed at the time. It's just not books I'm ever going to think of rereading, and I don't need to keep them anymore. So from what I remember of this story, because I read it a while ago now, we are following a princess who has a seemingly perfect life. A tragedy occurs, she gets exiled, and she has to end up fighting her way back to her rightful place. Again, the back is incredibly vague, so if I'm remembering this incorrectly, I apologise. It felt very much like a modern spin on a classic fairy tale, and I remember this being really enjoyable, but I don't need it anymore. And next we have Reckless. So this one follows a guy who escapes the real world into a mirror world and goes on all these dangerous adventures, and one day his brother follows him into the mirror world and he has to find a way to protect him. So again, this one was very enjoyable, but I'm not going to read it again and I don't need it. Next we have a classic, which is The Crucible by Arthur Miller. So this is a play that my dad found in a charity shop and decided to get it because he thought I might enjoy it. I really hate this cover. So I actually started reading it this month and it really didn't gel with me. I would quite like to see it staged, but I think that the reading experience just wasn't for me. I will go more into this in my wrap up, but it is about the Salem witch trials and a town who the women are suspected of being witches. Again, I'm getting rid of this. And the last 2 are comics that I read this month. So we have Deadpool versus S.H.I.E.L.D. So this title is fairly self-explanatory. S.H.I.E.L.D., or someone within S.H.I.E.L.D., ends up putting a price on Deadpool's head, and so he has to kind of go up against all of S.H.I.E.L.D. So this one was a lot of fun, but not particularly memorable or impactful for me, so I will be unhauling it. I will go further into this in my wrap-up. And this last one is Cantarella. So this is volume 10, but this is the only volume I have. I started volume 1 and I DNF'd it this month. This really didn't work for me, so I will be getting rid of this volume that I have, and I will be going into what I didn't like about it in my actual wrap-up. The vague plot of this is that it's set in the Renaissance era. There's lots of knights and religion. It's set in Europe, and yeah, this just didn't work for me, so I'm going to get rid of this. And there you have it. Those are all the books that I'm getting rid of. Sorry if this wrap-up was just a bit all over the place. I'm quite tired today. But yeah, now on to filming my wrap-up. I will see you in that video. Bye.